Hey there, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video we'll be doing a full comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra versus the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Both of these smartphones are the current flagship offerings from two of the biggest rivals in the smartphone industry. As such, people are naturally asking questions such as, is the iPhone 11 Pro Max a better smartphone than the Galaxy S20 Ultra? Or is the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra better than the iPhone 11 Pro Max? And the most direct request of all is, just tell me which one is better. And of course, in this video, that's exactly what we're gonna do by doing a full side-by-side comparison of every aspect of these smartphones. So if you want a crystal clear response, keep watching. So let's dive in and start with the build and design. Now, before we dive in, if you find my videos useful, make sure to click that subscribe button and also make sure to click that bell icon on the side to get notified every time I upload a new video. And of course, if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, make sure to follow me on all at SAKITECH Online, also for the latest updates. All right, let's dive in. So both the iPhone and the S20 have a similar build quality. Front and back, you will find glass on both smartphones with a solid metal band around the edges. This makes for a high-end build, therefore both smartphones feel like $1 million when you hold them in your hands. When you move on to design is where things differ. They both have massive frontal displays and they both look gorgeous. The S20 has a large and tall display that dominates the screen, leaving tiny bezels on all four sides with a hole cut out on the top center, while the iPhone continues to have a notch which houses the front camera and the Face ID system. You will observe that the bezels of the S20 are actually thinner than the iPhone. All in all, I must say that the design is a subjective choice, but in my opinion, the S20 pulls ahead. It seems more clean and futuristic in overall presentation from the front. This lead could possibly have been avoided if the iPhone had somehow eliminated that notch on the top. In my opinion, the center hole cutout on the S20 is a better option than a notch. It is less intrusive while watching full screen movies, as I will show you very soon. Now, both smartphones come with water resistance with the exact same water resistance rating of IP68. Rest assured, both phones can easily handle a rainy day or an accidental drop into a puddle of water. You can even wash them with clean water, which will cause no problems. Both smartphones offer high-quality stereo speakers that produce a loud, deep, and rich sound, which is perfect for listening to any type of media, and there is no 3.5mm headphone jack on either. So to summarize, in this category so far we have an equal overall value from both smartphones. The only thing I prefer is the overall design of the S20. Now let's move on and talk about the processor, memory, and storage. The iPhone Max sports a powerful A12 Bionic processor with 4GB of RAM and can be acquired with 64GB of storage for the base model, with available 256 or 512GB storage options. Starting price for the Max is $1,100. The Galaxy S20 also sports a powerful Snapdragon 865 CPU with 12GB of RAM and can be acquired with 128GB of storage for the base model, with available 512GB option that comes with 16GB of RAM. Starting price for the S20 Ultra is a mind-bending $1,400. Now, the S20 does have 5G capability while the iPhone does not. In the storage race, S20 pulls ahead. It has a higher 128GB base storage and has a microSD expansion slot, so you can add additional 1TB of extra storage on the S20 if needed. Now, if you move on to the benchmarks, it is clear that the iPhone has more raw horsepower than the S20. Now, the lead is not groundbreaking, and real-world performance of both smartphones is rock solid with swift user experience. So the iPhone certainly wins in terms of processing power, while the S20 takes a lead in storage capacity and storage expansion options. 5G is interesting, but it's only available in less than 5% of the country, so that is not a big win for right now. Now let's move on and talk about the dimensions. So as you can see from these dimensions, both smartphones have somewhat similar dimensions overall, but in this day and age, dimensions and weight don't seem to have much of an influence on buying decisions. Now let's move on to a much more important category, the display. The iPhone has a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 1242 by 2688 with 458 pixels per inches. The S20 has a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a resolution of 1440 by 3200 with 511 pixels per inches. Both smartphones support HDR10 where available for superior video viewing quality. Now both of these phones have fantastic displays that look stunning from every angle. They're not dull, they're very vibrant. The S20 is sharp and clear and highly color accurate. The iPhone is sharp and clear as well, also offering exceptional color accuracy. Overall, quality-wise, I cannot recommend one over the other as they both look very clean and crispy. However, the S20 Ultra has two things that gives it a lead. First, the display is larger, so it has special appeal to anyone interested in extra display real estate. Movies and videos will feel more immersive, especially because there also isn't a huge notch in the way. Second, the S20 Ultra has a brand new 120Hz display, which allows you to get super smooth scrolling. Now, 120Hz is not everything, but it does make a perceptible difference in terms of motion smoothness as you navigate your smartphone. The iPhone has a smaller display in comparison and is a 60Hz display. So in this category, the S20 has a lead due to the 120Hz option and a larger display, but as far as display clarity and brightness is concerned, they're both at the top of their game. When it comes to software, it really is going to be a matter of preference. With Samsung, you get the latest version of Android that allows for a customizable experience, so you can tweak your phone to your own sense of style by using things like widgets and themes. And on top of the themes and widgets, you're also able to access special features like the Edge screen, which is a side screen that allows you to add even more widgets of your choice available at a swipe, and every single area is fully customizable. iPhone's iOS is a more limited system, yet feels more polished and has a superior app ecosystem. When it comes to gaming apps, iPhones will deliver beyond Samsung simply because Apple App Store has better games which run smoother than their Android counterparts. That's not to say Android doesn't have any good games or they don't run well, but iPhone simply performs better when it comes to games and offers more exclusive titles. That's really what this is all about in regards to software: an open-ended customizable experience versus a closed-ended app-driven experience. Which one to choose remains with the end user. Refined simplicity versus customizable complexity is what we have over here. Now let's move on and talk about the camera. So S20 has 4 rear cameras and 1 front-facing camera. That's a total of 5 cameras. While the iPhone 11 Pro Max has 3 rear cameras and 1 front-facing camera. That's a total of 4 cameras. I don't really care about the front-facing cameras too much, since either smartphone will deliver if your objective is to take selfies or do video conferencing. Now on the rear, both smartphones have the following setup: a telephoto camera for zooming in, a super wide-angle camera for wide sweeping photos, and a main camera that most people use all the time. Then we have the extra 4th camera on the S20, which is nothing special. It's a 3D depth vision camera that is useful for producing background blur in portrait photos or videos, an effect the iPhone produces with software processing. Now when we dive into the particulars, the S20 is more capable as a camera. The main camera is a 108 megapixel camera with an upgraded sensor that takes superb photos with rich detail. The iPhone has a main 12 megapixel camera, which is a master class camera as well, yet it falls slightly behind in the bottom line quality and sharpness. Then with the telephoto camera, the Galaxy S20 is capable of 100 times hybrid zoom and 5 times optical zoom. iPhone, on the other hand, is only capable of 10 times hybrid zoom and 2 times optical zoom, so the S20 has a better zoom camera overall. When it comes to video, both smartphones offer 4K recording at 30 or 60 frames per second or 1080p at 30 or 60. Both phones offer excellent video stabilization to take steady video with minimum shake or blur. Now once again, S20 gets some extra capabilities in video as well. It can now record in 8K at 30 frames per second using its main rear camera. Now a lot of people are not going to use this feature, but the option is there. iPhone maxes out at 4K. It's not a big deal, but if you want 8K video, then you have to go to the S20. Now let's be very clear, as a total package, both smartphones offer an excellent job of providing the user with a solid multi-camera setup. These are some of the best smartphone cameras in the market. For an average consumer, either camera will yield great quality photos, delivering full satisfaction. However, the S20 Ultra is a more appealing package for people looking at more extreme options such as 8K video and powerful zooming capabilities. And to be honest, if it wasn't for 100 times zoom, I would say that both cameras are in the same exact range. So make your mind based on that. Now let's move on and talk about the battery and battery features. Now in the battery department, overall you get a full day of battery life with medium to heavy use on both smartphones. However, in my tests, iPhone did yield almost 1 hour of extra battery life, so it does have a slight lead in battery life with a full charge. Both the iPhone Max and the S20 offer wireless charging, which is fantastic. S20 has a 25-watt fast wired charging out of the box with the included charging adapter, and the iPhone Pro Max finally has an 18 watts fast charger in the box. However, the S20 does charge faster than the iPhone, so it gets a lead here. It is considerably faster, by 30 to 45 minutes for a full charge. Additionally, the S20 now offers wireless power share, which allows you to charge other smartphones as well as compatible accessories such as wireless earbuds and smartwatches using the back of your S20, a feature the iPhone does not have. So in this department, the S20 definitely has a lead in the battery features department. Faster charging, more features. Now let's move on and talk about biometrics. So the iPhone 11 Pro Max offers a powerful Face ID system that uses your face to unlock it. It is fast, convenient, and secure. The S20, on the other hand, brings the much desired in-display fingerprint sensor that also works flawlessly and does have a special futuristic appeal since it's built inside under the display. This is mostly a matter of choice since both systems work great, but Samsung does get extra points for having it in the display without sacrificing screen real estate. So now let's tie everything together to find out which one of these smartphones is the superior device while being conscious of the price. S20 is $1,400 while the iPhone is $1,100. So it is clear that both smartphones offer value, but one of them does lead in overall features. Let's see the advantages of the S20 over the iPhone. The S20 comes with a minimum of 128 gigabytes of storage. In my opinion, has a cleaner design. It offers the wireless power share feature and faster wired and wireless charging. S20 also has a more aggressive camera setup with powerful zooming capabilities and 8K recording. It also offers a better screen with more screen real estate and the 120 Hz refresh rate. Finally, the S20 offers 5G, which right now I think is not a big deal. On the flip side, the iPhone only has one advantage that is superior to the S20. It has a more powerful processor. Otherwise, they both have many flagship features such as IP68 grade water resistance. They offer top-tier multi-camera systems and top-tier display quality. In any case, looking at all the metrics and seeing how the S20 has more features over the iPhone, it is easy to conclude that the S20 is the better smartphone. However, we have a slight problem. Although the winner of this comparison is the S20 Ultra, it is $300 more expensive than the iPhone 11 Pro, which is a significant price bump. So definitely the S20 is a more comprehensive phone. It is the winner in a side-by-side comparison, but it comes at a high premium. And at $1,100, the iPhone 11 Pro is still a top-tier phone, so it's hard for me to say, especially comparing the S20 Ultra to the iPhone 11 Pro, to simply get the S20 Ultra, because at a cost savings, you're still getting a powerful device, the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So, if you're not worried about the pricing, I would say go for the better phone, get the S20 Ultra, but if the price is a little too steep, either consider an S20 Plus or just buy the iPhone. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below and let me know which phone you chose. Alright, have a fantastic day. Alright, so if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to SAKITECH by clicking that button, and also click that bell icon on the side to make sure you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can follow me at SAKITECH online to get the latest updates as well. Alright, have a fantastic day.